Hi, it's Jes Márquez at BootmakerNewMexico on Instagram. And so today I finally have Ponderosa. Ponderosa is obviously for the pull straps, but also kind of a New Mexico sunset. We were talking about this and it kind of started off, well, eventually it just kind of feels like it was more of a Himalaya trek than just a gentle sunset hike in New Mexico. Just kind of like renovating an Airstream is not really as simple as it might look on YouTube. The same thing is true of doing cowboy boots, but particularly doing boots that encompass a lot of different colors and bright colors, because you're putting it all together and it leaves less room to make any kind of mistake that might be able to be covered up in brown boots. And I think that's why there are so many pairs of brown boots, is it's just a practical color. It's easy to cover up anything. But these are definitely bold. I think they are, Ponderosa is my most whimsical cowboy boot to date, I think. So so we went with a square toe, and again, it's like super custom, kind of a square toe that you can't find anywhere else to these dimensions exactly, unless you're doing a bespoke cowboy boot. And then kind of just going with this sunset color scheme. Yeah, purples and blues, some of the dyes are super challenging. I had heard this at the very, very beginning of my odyssey into doing cowboy boots, or actually just shoemaking in general. When I made a pair of sandals, was like, oh, don't do that turquoise dye, because that's going to be a problem. And so I was like, no, don't do black. That's too boring. Do the red. So yeah, and I always do a lot of stuff on the vamps, and again, that adds additional challenges because you've got layers of leather that are skived, and then also you're pulling it all tight. And I left the welt on these neutral. It's actually a purple thread that's on there, just because of the issues with, I didn't want to add any additional brown dyes that might be problematic. And then just kind of some hints of gold on these. And so when I was looking at doing this design, I just thought, oh, okay, I had this idea for the pull straps, so I actually made the pull straps first. And I thought, okay, we're going to call this one Ponderosa. And again, this is kind of one of my one-piece designs. And but just to kind of create levels of sunsets and mountains in kind of just this neat abstract way. And this pair will be staying in Santa Fe. And I'm excited. I just had to get some pictures of these and pull it together. So anyways, this is Ponderosa. I've got one more to show off after this, but thank you so much for being a part of my world of cowboy boots. Thanks.